Republican lawmakers have pretty much made sure not to pass any more extensions of the long-term unemployment benefits, despite the fact that these benefits are actually not proven to keep people from finding work. It's not a disincentive, nor do these benefits add to the deficit, as this bill, the bill that was recently denied by the Republicans, had the cost offset by cutting spending elsewhere. It wouldn't require any more extra deficit spending. It wouldn't add to the deficit to help these people on unemployment get another 3-month extension. But that didn't stop the Republicans from blocking it. Pretty much putting a middle finger up to people who are depending on those benefits to survive and that they can't find a job. Now, a lot of times, the people that they're putting their middle finger up to are their own constituents, the people that vote for them. Amazing, right? For example, there's someone named Russ Holton. Now, Mr. Holton is a self-avowed conservative who often votes for libertarian candidates. Now, this Mr. Holton used to make probably about $85,000 a year. That's pretty good. That's a good living. Now, he was, of course, laid off in June, ran through his 6 months of unemployment, and got on the unemployment extensions, UEC, or EUC. And he was on EUC for a couple of weeks before the federal program ended. No. See, there's a misconception here, okay? There's a misconception that everyone on the federal unemployment insurance extension program has been unemployed for this entire time. That's not the case. That's not true, okay? And there's also a misconception that people are also pretty much sitting on the couch eating potato chips and watching TV. That's not true either. For example, this guy, he's in school, and he's also working a part-time job now. But he can't make the bills. The part-time job didn't pay as much as the unemployment benefits did, so he's falling behind. He said, quote, it is probably an inevitability that I will have to file for bankruptcy just to get out of it all. All the debt that he's acquiring, he's accumulating, because he doesn't have enough income. He says, I just want someone to have a freaking heart. They, referring to Congress, are going home to a house where all the utilities are paid for, and we are here struggling. Now, my first reaction to this guy is to be a dick and say, well, you idiot. Why did you vote for Republicans that want to eliminate unemployment insurance? Now, this guy's also on food stamps, okay? And that's another thing that the GOP and libertarians want to get rid of. They don't like food stamps. They don't like food stamps. They don't like unemployment insurance. They don't like welfare. To be fair, at least they also don't like welfare of the corporate kind when you're talking about pure libertarians. That's something that we happen to agree with a lot, to get rid of corporate welfare. So this guy, knowingly voting against his own interests for all that time. That's kind of my asshole side coming out and saying, well, you moron, you vote for it. Now, my bleeding heart liberal side comes out and says, well, look, you got to take care of people. You know what I mean? Yeah, he made some bad decisions and, whatever, voted for people that fucked him over and that take away the very lifeline that he's trying to survive on. You got to help him. And see, that's kind of the difference between someone like me and someone like Mitch McConnell or Eric Cantor, John Boehner, Rand Paul. People like me give a fuck. We care about those people. And we don't necessarily care about their ideology. We just want to help people. I want to help get this guy good benefits and a better job to get him back to where he's making $85,000 a year. People like me want that. People like me want them to succeed and are 100% fine with giving him a hand up. Not a handout, but a hand up. And that's what these programs are. They're not handouts like the Republicans and libertarians tend to say that these programs are. oh, there's just a disincentive to work. It's just a handout from Uncle Sugar. No, this is supposed to help you get back on your feet. Like I said, liberals, like me, we tend to give a fuck. And so do most Americans. A Quinnipiac poll recently done found that 58% of American voters support extending the jobless benefits for another 3 months. Now, of that, breaking it down a little bit, 83% of Democrats are in support of that. 54% of independents support that. But when you look at Republicans, Republican voters, 54% of those Republican voters oppose extending this. Despite the fact that it's revenue neutral, it's paid for, it doesn't even add to the deficit because it was cut from something else, from somewhere else. Isn't that amazing? That 54% of people oppose this. And yet there are so many people, Republicans, that are relying on this right now. Isn't that just a case of people voting against their own interests? It's mind-boggling. Now, Gene Sperling, who's Obama's economic advisor, now he told the press about this, quote, I think it is inexcusable that it has been blocked. And I think it is particularly inexcusable that when we worked to find the offsets that Republicans asked for, they did not accept them. We cut somewhere else, we offset the cost so that it didn't add to the deficit you scream and whine about, and you still won't help these people. It's because they don't give a shit about helping people. They don't give a shit about helping the long-term unemployed. You think they're working on creating jobs? No, they're not creating jobs. You think a tax cut on someone who already has millions or billions of dollars is going to create another job just because they feel like it? Just because they have that extra money lying around? No, you need your head examined if you think about that. If you think that that's what they need, that they need to cut taxes again on millionaires and corporations. That's a Republican plan, cutting taxes. And it's been the Republican plan since Reagan. Now, how's that been working out for you guys? Do you feel the trickle down yet? You feel it? Maybe on your head. That's the only thing that's been trickling down. Listen, they don't care about you. They don't. They don't care about Russ Holton. Only when it comes time for him to vote. That's when they care. Otherwise, they only care about themselves. Or the rich donors. Because in the end, that's who they work for. Wholesale. Hey, if you enjoyed this clip, make sure to like and leave a comment below. Or even share. Sharing is caring. If you want to see more TYT Nation videos, go to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/TYT Nation. Thank you for watching.